Okay, let's start. Let's talk about a movie I watched recently called Boss Level. It is a venture of a few small production companies, mainly belonging to the people who made or played in the movie. Of course, it's coming with contributions from Highland Capital Management and Emmett Furla Waz's films, but you just have to get the money. Writer-director is though Joe Carnahan, and the main character is played by Frank Grillo, producing with their War Party films. Also, there are other minor players like Edver Films Limited, The Fizz, River Bay Films, Scott Free Films, Big Red Films. As I said before, sometimes smaller players, when they take risks and get the creative freedom, they manage to create something worthwhile. Now I will try not to overcomplicate things, the info on the companies you can get online. Instead, I will share how I like the movie. My first impression is that it doesn't feel forced. Explosions and beatings and crashings and all action elements are not the main goal of the movie. It is not an excuse to blow something up or to shoot somebody. It's not a Steven Seagal type of movie, just a reason so his character can break people in half or to rip 'em and flip 'em. It's better where the action is a necessity of the story and not the point of the story. And this movie understands it well. Another thing is the abundance of diversity of action. You can be killed by a guy with a machete or a guy in a helicopter and a minigun, or run over by a car, hit by bus, killed by two women assassins in SUV, two black German twins, a stereotypical redneck killer, or a dwarf. So you can get killed in different ways by different people and in different circumstances. Another aspect is the thing that allows the hero of the story to shine brighter, as they say, is a pretty decent villain. And Mel Gibson can create awesome villains. His charisma and talent allows a good counterbalance to Grillo's character, even outpacing him somewhat. We have to remember that Mel's character is functioning outside the time loop of Osiris Spindle, and still figures out pretty fast and can predict extremely well a lot of possible events. He's a pretty decent colonel, although a corrupt one. Another way the hero is well presented is through the love he has for his wife. Naomi Watts is a pretty beautiful woman, and the role fits her well, even though she's almost 50. His fatherly figure is explored through relationship with his real son, Rio Grillo, so I figure it was not too difficult and no wonder it seems so genuine. All these aspects of his personality make the action more relevant. Now we are not only following the fate of an ex-Delta Force soldier, but a husband fighting for the love of his life and a father wishing to save his child. And we won't forget the part with a warrior facing terrible odds against time and a formidable foe. Suddenly you get a hero, not just a guy beating and shooting other guys. More as an observation than something negative can be noted that the movie targets in a way Chinese audience. One of the killers, Guan Yin, Selena Lo is her real name, is Chinese. She fights with a traditional Chinese sword. Michelle Yeoh plays a Chinese sword champion who teaches Grillo's character sword fight. Ken Jeong's character is the chef of a Chinese fast food restaurant. Grillo's character drinks a Chinese liquor called baijiu. Of course, Mel Gibson's character, when he has a chance, kills Grillo's character with a Chinese sword and doesn't make it about race. On the slightly negative side will be the abundance of CGI explosions, gun wounds, and sword and knife wounds. They happen so frequently that it becomes quite evident that the killed character is not pierced at all by bullets. Grenade explosions from the grenade launcher bring no destruction at all to infrastructure. Of course, I can say a few words about all persistent theme in modern movies, that of a man who, if he underachieves, then the wife is accusing him of not doing enough, and if he overachieves, then he doesn't spend enough time with the family. In the context of the film, sure, why not? When you are a genius scientist working sleepless nights on a hyper-complex project, there is no doubt that you surely spend more than enough time with your family, especially if you are a woman. But sure, it has to be noted that he has his problems with alcohol and other women, and no excuses are made for that. I miss this kind of movies. Pure action entertainment. So long, guys. See you next time.